Welcome into the Barstool College Football Show presented by Phillips Norelco. We are back in New York after being on the road to West Virginia last week. Fellas, how's the week been going?
The week's been great because this weekend. This is one of those weekends where I start getting excited on Tuesday, and my excitement just builds as we go. And I'm just so excited to just sit on my couch and do nothing but watch football.
It's a great slate of games. Great slate of games.
Are we going to address the fact that you're wearing a baseball uniform today?
Not a baseball guy.
I have absolutely no problem with it. I don't know why you're getting in trouble for that.
I don't know. I just get trouble for everything. It's clearly Mississippi State.
Trouble finds you.
Well, no, I mean, I didn't think anything of it. You got defensive of it when I asked you.
I didn't get defensive. I am comfortable in my jersey. That's why I wore it on the show. I love it. I love Mississippi State. There we go.
In fact, I think when I asked you about it, you said, well, Dave wore one the other week, so you could do it too.
He
so
did.
Trying
it's
to be
normal
just like
behavior to wear a baseball jersey.
How much of your personality do you think is based on Mississippi State?
An embarrassing percent.
Okay, that's
I'm
fair.
saying 65%.
I actually think that's totally fair. I think the sports teams you root for, like Dave's, I'd say 80% of his confidence comes from the Patriots.
Is that accurate?
Very confident human.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you would say the Patriots having this run over the last 20 years has built
made him the monster
That's why he is who he is.
If I put my flag in the ground like this, if the Patriots win, that means I'm right, you're wrong, I'm the best, you're
right.
the worst, I'm big, you're little, and they back me up basically every single year.
And when they lose, you cry.
No, I don't. Well, once, but it's whatever. They've had some bad losses. When you're in the arena, it's like the thing before the Army-Navy game.
Yeah, the man in the arena.
Yeah, the man in the arena. So,
Great
let's
speech.
See. By the way, this shirt, Talladega, I'll be at Talladega by the time we see this. This is the official cruise shirt.
What's on the back?
That's Matt DiBenedetto?
Yep, he's riding the one bike car. So available now.
That's
You can
awesome.
buy these cars. The merch is fire.
So you're
One
gonna
bike car better not crash.
Yeah, it can't crash.
Again,
Don't say that.
I said it better not.
I know that, but
listen. If you're trying to get to me
I'm
with the
not.
one bike car, if we're not going to win, I'd rather crash. So it's not. I'd love to crash.
Okay.
Why would you want it to crash?
Because then you get slow-mo, replay, right up on it.
Huge press
Just as long
coverage.
as he's okay.
have you
I
discussed
don't
this
want
with
it. Yeah, everybody.
Matty D?
No, well, imagine a Barstool car in flames. Those images would live forever.
Yeah.
Actually,
All of our haters would love it.
you
They
make,
would.
you make a compelling case.
They would celebrate it.
I'm on the record, win or crash. I keep saying that every time we're in it, so that's not an insult.
All right, well, while you're at
That's show
Talladega,
business.
that is show business. While you're at Talladega, we have games, week 7, big slate, like we mentioned, Bud Light weekend preview. Best way to enjoy college football game days are with a refreshing, crisp Bud Light. We're doing 6 games this weekend because there are so many to get to. So we'll start with Michigan State at number 8, Wisconsin. Wisconsin is favored by 10.5. And Dan, I have to ask you, is Jonathan Taylor a Heisman candidate at this point?
Yes. He has to be in the conversation. The Heisman has changed as an award. It really is just a quarterback award.
Don't tell that to Joe Tessitore.
Don't tell that to Joe Tessitore, which is unfortunate. But if he keeps up the pace that he's at, he should be at least getting an invite.
Are people saying he's not?
No, I mean, everybody talks about how it's a quarterback award, and we
Well,
were
it
talking
is.
about
I
it on
think
unnecessary roughness,
yeah.
that it's like he should be absolutely in the conversation
I
at
think
this
he
point.
has a great test case this year because he ran for 2,200 yards last year and finished 9th, which
Right.
is embarrassing and
Right.
ridiculous.
But Wisconsin was bad.
Wisconsin was bad. This year he's on a better team and more high-profile games. I think he's definitely a top 5 candidate this year.
If he can have a big night against Ohio State in a few weeks,
Right.
that will be his quote-unquote Heisman performance.
How fast is he?
Very fast.
He always seems like he's running 100 miles faster than everybody.
And he
Yeah.
doesn't look like a fast guy.
Yeah,
like
no, he
Melvin
doesn't.
Gordon was always
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
that
he's
guy's
big.
going to burn
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
He's big.
Yes. He's awesome. I'm going to miss him when he goes on to the pros. But this game makes me nervous. This
I mean,
is
Michigan State stinks.
Well, Michigan State and Wisconsin have always had, for the last 15 years, a little bit of a rivalry in both basketball and football because we're kind of the two mirror opposites or mirror images of each other. When you take out the big boys, we're the next step in the Big Ten in both. Well, they're better in basketball, but this has always been a big game. There's always been kind of a rivalry game. Fun fact, I remember 2003 when Lee Evans had 5 touchdowns against Michigan State. A young Dan Katz is at that game. I think Wisconsin wins. 10.5 makes me nervous. This feels like a defensive battle.
I don't think Michigan State stinks. They haven't played great this
They
year.
looked awful last weekend.
They didn't
think they
look
looked
awful. They
No.
played
You don't
pretty
think
well.
so?
No.
Ohio State's just a rolling ball of chainsaws.
They
So,
made
so,
Ohio
you think Ohio State is just that much
They
better?
made them
than everybody else?
34-10.
And
I mean,
they
it wasn't
made-
50.
That first quarter, Michigan State did the best that anyone's done against Ohio State. They made him look average in that first quarter.
they
It was
just played
hard to
anybody.
keep him down
Yeah.
for the whole game.
They pushed Ohio State in ways Ohio State hasn't been pushed, and we just saw how good Ohio State was. But this this just feels like a classic Big Ten mud fight. I'm with Dan.
Yep.
I think Wisconsin wins the game. I think the under's a good play. I think, you could be looking at a 17-10 ball game. But I like Michigan State in the points here.
Here's what a dumb Big Cat's going to do, because this is a book, a page out of my book that I've written a million times, and I
think I know
always
what's
burn it
coming.
up. What do you think I'm
You're
going to say?
going to reverse against yourself.
No, Dave. You do not know what's coming. I'm going to find a noon game that I will parlay with Wisconsin money line and be like, now I can watch Wisconsin just win, and the noon game never wins.
Okay.
So then I lose it.
Yeah,
and then
no.
I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm just going to watch, and it
you
never wins.
and you already know
So then the
what your
Wisconsin
fate
game
is.
starts. I'm like, ooh, I have this bet going, and then my noon game will lose after the Wisconsin game starts, and I'll be sitting there like, and then Wisconsin will win by 25.
Yep.
And I'm like, why didn't you just bet them straight?
It's hard enough to win one.
Right.
I like Michigan State in this game. I bet Michigan State last week. They sort of did what I didn't think they were going to win. I thought they'd muck it up and play good defense. It looked like I was right.
Their offense just is not good.
It's
just
not
not
good
good.
at all.
Right.
No, I know. Having said that, the points bet, I keep saying Ohio State is very good. I bet them to win the national championship at 7-1 on points bet. I advise everybody to take Ohio State. This is the year I think Ohio State wins the whole thing. Great program, Ohio State. This one,
It's
I
very
think.
convenient that you're now recognizing them on their best year in a long time, right?
I don't even know what that means.
You're recognizing that as a program in one of the years that you think they're going to win the national championship.
As far as I know, they exist this year, and
It's a new day.
when's the last time they haven't won like a ton of national championships?
It's a new day.
It is a new day. This game, sticking with this game, I think it's close. I think Michigan State could win it at the end. I think it's going to be very close, ugly. I'll take Michigan State in the points.
I'm going to take Wisconsin. I don't like Michigan State, and I think Wisconsin's that good, and I think Jonathan Taylor should be invited to New York as well.
I think he's awesome. Jonathan
Yeah.
he's
Taylor, I
great.
think, is awesome.
He's better than
Yeah.
I thought he was, and he rushed for 2,200 yards last year.
And they
Yeah.
What's the
scored on-
Heisman
they've
list right now anyway?
It's like
Tua,
Tua,
Hurts.
Jalen,
and then
Joe
Jonathan
Burrow.
Taylor.
Justin Fields.
Justin
Joe Burrow,
Fields.
Justin
And
Fields.
That's the 5 right now.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence's name might
No,
sneak
Trevor
in there.
Lawrence is not.
He's done.
Not
He
even
shouldn't be,
close.
but he'll-
He has no
Not
more
even
games to
close.
get on it.
Not even close. He has not been very good. He's been playing with an injury that was reported. That was convenient, by the way.
Sam
very
Ellinger
convenient.
could get on it if
No.
if he did
Oh, we'll
something-
get to that in
if
a
he did
little
something
bit.
special.
We'll get
this
to that in a
weekend.
little bit.
Sure, if he beat Oklahoma, he's absolutely on the list.
We'll get to that in a little bit. You
Yeah, I don't
saved-
disagree with that.
saved that hot
Because
take.
it's
No.
the game they lost, he
Texas
played well.
will lose a
Right.
game though.
Yeah, well, but if they, well,
For
want
a
to save
week,
it, I'll
they'll be
save
on
it.
the
It's got
I'll save
17
it.
touchdowns, 2
I'll save
interceptions.
it.
We'll say.
I'll
Okay.
save it.
Save it.
We'll get to it.
Save it.
So speaking of Heisman candidate, Alabama Tua Tagovailoa will be going to Kyle Field. Number 1 Alabama versus number 24 Texas A&M. Alabama is favored by 16.5. I have absolutely no idea why Texas A&M is still ranked. They should absolutely not be. And
SEC bias.
I mean, they should not be ranked.
Hey, I feel like we talk about A&M every week for a 3-2 team. Like you said, ranked 24. It's crazy. We talk about it every week.
They had a bye week. Did you see how they played against Arkansas 2 weeks ago?
Did they go unranked to ranked in the bye week?
No, they
No.
never fell out.
They never fell out,
That's
but they
crazy.
should have after the Arkansas game.
Yeah. They barely beat
I
Arkansas.
actually think that this spread is low. I think it should be higher than this.
So absolutely, this spread's low. But they're both coming off a bye week. If Texas A&M's got anything, they're going to show it at home this weekend. I don't think they have anything. It's Kellen Mond against Nick Saban. Alabama goes in there and rolls, and they put up whatever score they want to put up. Tua, it's just, with his receivers
His
against this
receivers are
defense,
insane.
So good.
his receivers are insane. The running backs are insane. Like Alabama.
A&M's defense couldn't stop Arkansas. They're not stopping Alabama.
No, I don't think they are. Now, they are at home, and that does mean
Doesn't-
something. I just don't know if they can stay within 2.5 scores of Alabama. That's crazy.
Aggies are all up in arms this week because a different program that also covers college football was talking shit about Kyle Field and how they don't ever win big games there. They don't win big games there, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's
Mystique
like,
is gone.
I mean, the atmosphere is really cool, but it's like if they're not going to be
Oh,
winning.
if you like
these-
dorks.
What are you talking about?
I mean, if you like dorks.
Your cheerleaders are
Maybe
milkmen.
the atmosphere isn't that cool.
You
if they
can't
can't
talk.
win
Your
games.
cheerleaders are
you
milkmen.
can ring a fucking cowbell.
I sure.
I mean, listen, I actually, the 12th man, very cool. That's
Very loud.
It's a cool gimmick. I am going to take the points here. I don't love it. I've said you don't get rich betting against Alabama, but I won't bet on them this game either. I don't think A&M's great, but I could see them, sticking around a little bit.
Okay. I like Alabama in this game.
By the way,
If you look
Tua-
at Alabama.
Alabama hasn't played it.
No, I know
No, they haven't. But
But
A&M's not anybody.
Right. Ooh. That was
means-
good.
Yeah, thank you.
That was good.
It's
That's
true.
true.
He said that about Auburn. I mean, when Auburn
Yeah.
beat them, he kept saying that. So
Alabama hasn't played anybody. Alabama has a schedule. If you look at it, they basically only have 2 other prove-it games. Well, I guess if you count the SEC championship, but it's LSU and Auburn. So I think this is their only prove-it game in October. I think they're going to come out and they're going to hang a big number.
I do
I
too.
agree.
I don't even think it. I mean, it's a prove-it game because it's on the road in the SEC, but A&M is not a
Right,
team
and
that.
technically ranked.
If you guys are saying they're going to prove it, I like that over at 62 because A&M will score a little bit.
Maybe.
I don't know
Maybe.
why Alabama overs keep getting put at that low 60 number because they were at 61 against Ole Miss and that game cruised over,
They
I
gave up
believe.
3 touchdowns to Ole Miss.
I know they did, but
Yeah.
that game cruised
Well, yeah,
over.
if
I know,
they're
I
giving
know.
up
I was
touchdowns to
surprised.
Ole Miss, they're
Alabama's
gonna give up
defense
touchdowns to
isn't
A&M.
what it's been, and Alabama's offense is as good as it's ever been. These numbers are too low for Alabama.
Right, so then credit to
Okay,
me
I'm
for
gonna
pointing
take the
that out.
over.
You're absolutely right.
So take the over. I'm also going to
Okay,
take.
that's going on my card then.
Sounds
Great, awesome.
You said it, I didn't. I
Said
agree
what?
with it. The
Over
over
62.
So
So what do you mean?
I'm
if it
putting
doesn't
right
hit,
now.
don't come back and
He's
blame me.
nervous that you're taking
No,
because he
right
said
now.
that.
No, I won't. No, I pointed out.
Okay.
Don't you try to take credit then.
I probably will.
Well, right,
Putting it in
don't
right
do
now.
that.
Putting it in right now.
I'm going to take Alabama on the points as well. Everybody knows how I feel about A&M, so we're just going to move on to one of the best games in college football. It doesn't have as much hype this year as it normally does, but USC at number 9, Notre Dame. Notre Dame favored by 11. It's the green out game. USC is not as good as they've been in the past, but this is one of the best games in college football.
I'm not sure, to be honest, this game has been a good game in quite a long time.
But
Correct.
the teams themselves.
Oh,
of course,
The
the
rivalry,
The uniforms
right,
look
right,
great.
right.
Like-
But I mean, it's not,
You-
like,
but
it doesn't
these-
have the hype.
Wait, what?
It doesn't have the hype that it's had in the past.
But it hasn't had that. Like, this is USC, Notre Dame, and without going off memory, they
61.
both
got it at
haven't
61.
been good at the same time in like 20 or 30 years. Like these two teams haven't been good like since the juice was out, like killing people. One or the
No, I
other.
want
2005.
Yeah, they
Liner-
were.
Bush push.
Yeah.
Bush push.
Okay, well, I mean,
That was
That's
an
still
all-time
14
game.
years ago.
It's one of the
that's-
best college football
that's-
games.
Yeah, that's a
ever.
long ass time ago.
But every time this game comes up, it's like, oh, it's a huge
a
rivalry
color
game.
game.
But, right.
Right.
But
It's a fight song game.
Have we just decided what we do with the name Keaton Slovis? Do we hate it as a quarterback's name, or is it so bad that it's good as a quarterback's name? Because he's playing this
He is
week.
playing,
Keaton
yeah, he's
Slovis
back. He
is
got hurt
healthy,
against Utah.
and he is playing.
He sounds like a Croatian center.
Yeah, it's
That
like
averages
I'm
2.5 points
watching.
for the Kings.
There's that like 30 for 30 with was it Vlade and somebody else who didn't like each other, or am I thinking about the Sacramento?
Sabonis.
Or I'm thinking of the Sacramento King, New Jersey Nets point guard who's dead.
Drazen Petrovic.
Yeah, one or the other. He's dead, right?
He is very dead.
Yeah.
Very dead?
Well, he died in '93. He's
Oh,
been
that's
dead for
very
a
dead.
while.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
dead.
right.
So do you like the name or not?
No, he sounds like he should be one of those.
Yeah, Croatian
So you can't bet on
center.
Keaton Slovis. Not in
Oh,
in South
that
Bend.
is definitely like a Yugoslavian basketball player.
Yeah.
In the Olympics.
So I kind of like Notre Dame. They just kind of seem to be plugging along. They had Virginia at home a couple of weeks ago. They covered that game. I see no reason they don't cover 11 against USC.
And all the players are talking about at USC about how it's going to be cold and it's going to be boring, but they're going to run the score up, bulletin board material.
Who said that?
A bunch of the USC players are saying that.
USC said they're going to run the score up?
Yes. They
USC said USC is going to run score up.
USC said when they go to South Bend, it's going to be cold and it's going to suck, but they're going to be running the score up, so it won't matter.
Well, that's bold.
Who said that?
One of their wide receivers.
Well, I
kinda
just
like that,
I
though.
just realized that this
He
is my
said
lock
it,
of
he
the
said
week.
it yesterday.
so.
He said it yesterday in a press conference. I can't remember his name
It's
right
going to
now.
be cold. We're going to run up the score. That's crazy.
I like Notre Dame.
I
I
don't
love
like the
Notre
game. These are tough games. I'm taking the points here again just because I like the fight song and it's a color game and I get caught up in the hype, and USC still has to have athletes. So, but Notre Dame may be very good. Notre Dame may be very good.
They might.
It
I'm
was
just-
Michael Pittman Jr., Blattman, shout out. He was a receiver. He said they're going to run up the score and it's going to suck and be boring, but they'll win.
What an outrageous quote.
I'm just looking at the board right now, and I just realized something that makes me nervous because Wisconsin's in this group. But if you look at Michigan State, Wisconsin, Alabama, Texas A&M, USC, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Texas, Florida, LSU, those are all double-digit spreads. One of those teams is going to win outright.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. One of those teams is going to win outright.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
And he just really wants to talk about that OU Texas game.
Oh, well, yeah. That's the obvious one.
I mean, that's the one that
That's
sticks
the
out to
obvious
me,
one, but that's
sure.
what I'm saying. It might not be the obvious one. This might be one of those.
Would you put USC at number 2 on that list? Potentially?
I think Notre Dame minus 11 is my lock of the week, so no.
Okay.
I'm taking Notre Dame as well. We'll get to all those other games in just a second, but we're going to go to concussion protocol. Roan is at Northwestern, and he's talking about millennials' addictions to cell phones.
In 2019, Northwestern's head coach Pat Fitzgerald has been at war with millennials.
I think technology has been the decline in attendance, number one.
Every time coach is quoted, it's the same refrain. Kids are on their phones too much. Social media is making us worse as a society.
I think it's the root cause.
He drew correlations between our phones and the lack of interest in his program, our phones and our corroding personal relationships, our phones and undue criticisms of his players. Well, I went to Northwestern's Evanston campus as the voice of millennials, hoping to bridge the gap in Coach's messaging.
Okay, we are here with Coach Pat Fitz. You know what?
Get the gum,
Get the gum. I'm gonna save this one for later. Coach. Just we're conserving
Safety.
today. That's right.
The safety.
We're here with Northwestern coach Pat Fitzgerald, who has been in the news for a multitude of reasons, some of them for his coaching, some of them for his comments, and we're about to get to the bottom of what's going on. But first of all, how you feeling today, Coach?
Unbelievable. How about you? You're looking really good.
Yep.
I mean, did you work hard on that outfit?
I mean, this is just how I normally dress.
Coach Fitz and I got to litigating the dilemma he was facing. If he had such a problem with millennials, why not just stock his roster with college-eligible 40-year-olds? I needed to find out more about what Coach was thinking.
Could you give me the general gist of what the point you were making with that quote was?
You know, watching young people today live like this instead of like that. Well, you know, when I think about college football, it's a pretty challenging deal for our guys. Sometimes it doesn't go really well, right? And then all of a sudden they go on Twitter after a game and they're getting blown up by, you know, whoever at whatever who never played the game.
Coach was sounding like such a boomer. I was surprised he didn't coach at Oklahoma.
If you go there, you know, on that T word.
Big T, Twitter?
Yeah, but if you replace it with an S, you kind of get really what it is. I mean, you get a great opportunity to truly understand where really negativity comes from.
I think what hurt the blowback about that situation is a lot of people read about that comment on Twitter. How do we get this message to people outside of the Twitter world?
You know, I like to subscribe to the not being on those platforms in the season.
No cell phones, no iPhones, no Androids, no Microsoft tablets, no iPads, no MP3s. Think about giving up that iPhone, guys. No Microsoft tablets, no iPads, no MP3s, no iPhones. People are giving up phones everywhere. People are signing a pledge that during football games they're not going to text and be on their phones. Will you sign, please? And no MP3s.
No MP3s.
So that's more of a commentary on music piracy. People are pirating too much music still, and it's a problem that's gone on since there were actual pirates. For a couple seconds every decade, history can change. You could be the catalyst for that change. Little science word. At its core, the message is right. Maybe we're on our phones too much. About to go text someone about it.
Meanwhile, I was making progress with Coach.
I meant to get this on camera. How are people going to know I did this interview unless I get a nice video of this, man? There you go, man. This is just like the concerts I go to, man. I can't go without filming.
You sit there like this, you're just sitting there like that, and you're like doing the head bob.
This is perfect.
And then you post it, and then you go, how was the concert? It was good.
I love it.
I don't really remember.
So obviously these kids aren't just going to be able to get rid of their phones. Like that's maybe not a realistic thing, but maybe there's different ways to like temper the expectations, or maybe some suggestions I wrote down. Is it cool if I read you a couple suggestions of how we could incorporate phones? Just some ideas that I have written down. Well, this is ways to ruin barbecue, historical figures I don't know about, the next people to cancel. Oh, sorry.
I do have a job, man.
Ideas to bridge the gap between Coach Fitz and millennials. Every 30 minutes, a text message break. What if we gamified the game of football? What if we made it a game for the people in the crowds? They have to yell into their phone, a turnover phone. So when there's a turnover, instead of a chain, someone gets a phone that they could text on. Send 1 or 2 text messages, you've earned that with your turnover.
If you're the person that turns it over, you can then go on social media and
Right.
just get crapped on.
Right, you
and
have
just
to read
keep
it.
going down. Yeah, that's your punishment.
You have to read every single comment
Let's
that
keep
people
going.
say
This
about
might
you.
change the world right here.
Over on campus, my petition was gaining more support.
What the fuck?
So we're going to send out a text message burst during the games, 4 hours beforehand, 2 hours beforehand, 1 hour beforehand, and at the first, second, third, and fourth quarter breaks, and at halftime, and with 2 minutes left in the game to remind you to stay off your phone. That makes sense,
What
right?
is this about? That sounds annoying as hell.
Well, if you're not on your phone, how would it annoy you?
To be fairly honest, I thought this was a protest against the the working conditions in the factories in China.
I'm also against the working conditions in China. Any interest? Amazing. Cell phone. The cell phone's ruining you, man.
Good luck.
Really?
Yeah, good luck.
It's freaking killing you, man. Give up that iPad. Just consider it. She's probably on her phone right now. Unbelievable. You guys, the perfect time for us to talk. Oh, shoot. I have this text burst that I'm sending out during football games to make sure people stay off of their phones at the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, at all the quarter breaks, 4 hours before the game, 2 hours before the game, 2 hours before the game, and 1 hour before the game, 1 hour before the game, and at every quarter break, reminding them to stay off their phones.
Oh, that's genius.
Isn't that smart?
That's genius, yeah.
Would you sign up here? So we will be inundating you with text messages.
But isn't it kind of counterintuitive?
I was waiting for somebody to say that like the entire time. They just
good.
weren't getting it. His outfits, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean,
good.
pretty
So
good.
good.
Campus looked beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, Evanston's a beautiful campus, and the new facility they just opened up right on Lake Michigan. It's awesome.
I bet on Northwestern every single week.
How's that going?
They covered last week. They should have won the game. I had a money line too. They screwed me with that. They should have won the game.
Oh, in Nebraska.
Yeah.
That was a close game.
Is
and
Adrian Martinez out?
he was out. He got hurt. I don't know if he's
Right.
out this week. And they had a guy. They couldn't do anything. It took. We were going in for. First of all, we missed like a 30-yard field goal to take the lead with maybe 4 minutes to go. They couldn't get a first down. Then I respect that. You swallowed that yawn. That's a professional move. And then
We were talking about a very boring game.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you
I
swallow a
watched that
yawn?
game.
double.
It was boring.
Double plus 230 ain't boring.
No,
Going
I know,
in for
I
a
know.
winning field goal, we threw an interception. It was pass interference. They didn't call. Whatever. Looks like a beautiful campus.
Are you going to keep betting on Northwestern?
I don't
Who they
have them on
playing
my
this
board
week?
this week.
Who they
No,
playing?
I don't even know who they're playing. They
They
may
might
not
have
be
a
playing.
bye week.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to continue the Bud Light Weekend preview with the second part of the games. Again, best way to enjoy college football game days are with a refreshing, crisp Bud Light. We're going to go to number 10, Penn State, at number 17, Iowa. It's a night game at Kinnick Stadium. Penn State, the real deal this year.
Yeah, but I want to ask these two guys a question because you guys are
Please,
both,
Brandon.
Oh.
You guys are both situational gamblers, and you're both very aware of the situations each team has coming into the game.
Sure are.
So is this dangerous as hell for Penn State going to Iowa at night? Iowa's got different color uniforms. It's around alternate jerseys this week. This feels like a trap that Penn State's walking into.
I don't think you walked into a trap at
No.
Iowa. Everyone knows Iowa's a tough place to
Right.
play.
Right, but so many people
Right.
have gotten trapped at Iowa.
Well, I think Iowa's just pretty good, so I don't know that you're getting trapped when Iowa's just pretty good at home.
Right.
So I like Iowa +4.
Let's get that sound isolated and have someone give me that clip.
I like
It just
Iowa.
says, I like Iowa.
Brandon Walker likes
Yeah.
Iowa. You like that?
Say it right in the camera.
I like Iowa in this game.
No?
+4.
Yeah.
You can cut however you want
Yeah,
to say.
no, we
I'm
will.
saying I like Iowa +4. I don't have a whole lot of logic because Penn State has looked really, really good, almost too good in this situation. Just give me the
logic is that Iowa is a good football team.
a good football team, and they're home, and they got embarrassed last week. They're going to be pissed
I
off.
don't know about embarrassed.
They got embarrassed.
tough to be embarrassed
You scored
10-3.
You scored 3 points.
But that was
You
an
only
old-timey
gave-
football
You only
game.
gave up
Yes.
10.
It's embarrassing to score 3 points in a football game. I'm
Not
sorry.
in the Big Ten.
In
That's actually a
2019,
powerhouse offense.
you're going to Michigan, who a lot of people buried. You score 3 points. That's embarrassing.
That's your
I
SEC
guarantee
bias.
You,
That's your SEC
it's
bias.
not SEC bias. I guarantee you on the practice field, they are embarrassed this week.
The offense.
The offense, sure.
Defense
def-
isn't.
Well, Michigan's offense
What is
isn't
this?
very good.
What is happening right now?
I
got embarrassed.
I just think
That-
scoring
you know
3
what that
points in
was?
the Big Ten
What
is
is
not
this?
bad.
What is happening right
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a throw.
What's happening? What is this? What is this? Read the comments, phony. Hey, fuck you. What is this? What is happening? Dave. Dave. What? I don't even know what happened.
Yeah,
Dave.
What's going
That
on
was
here?
exactly
Dave.
it.
All right, I like Penn State. I think James Franklin's on a fuck you tour. He's one of those coaches you got to watch out when he thinks he's got the horses and when he thinks he's got something going, he will not stop. He will not stop and he will try to run people out of the building. So I like Penn State in this game.
I do too, and they have Michigan the week after, and I think Iowa didn't look great last week. I don't think it was embarrassing because they only lost by 7, but if they couldn't score against Michigan, they're not going to be able to score.
Iowa's
against Michigan
offense is not. It's going to struggle. It's going to struggle every single week. They're one of those offenses that they have to win games in the low 20s.
It's not a great offense.
Right.
Absolutely not. But don't think you can say they scored 3 points against Michigan. They couldn't score against Michigan, so they can't score against
I agree
Penn
with
State.
that. That's the old
That's last
backroom
week.
connecting dots. It doesn't always work that way. Listen.
Penn State's defense is pretty good.
Pretty good, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, that matters.
It does
That
matter.
matters.
Absolutely
I mean, having
matters.
defense matters.
What
That
happened
matters.
last week doesn't matter this week.
I agree with that.
True.
But if their defense is good, it's hard to score against them, right?
Having good defense
Absolutely.
matters.
It matters.
You'd rather have a good defense than a bad defense.
Yes, that is true.
I'm
You
on
not
you. By
agree
the
with
way,
that?
I'm
No,
with you here.
Thank you.
I actually think
I would
Iowa,
prefer to have a good defense
I
than a bad
would too.
defense.
I think Iowa wins this game, but I don't think it's some trap. I think Iowa at Kinnick Stadium is always a tough place to play at night. They never. I can't remember last time Iowa got blown out at home. I can't remember. I think they win this game. I think it's very close. Even when Penn State was rolling last time, they beat them like a pass
Trace
went
McSorley
like
in the
went
end.
through a
Yeah.
pair of hands.
Yeah.
I think Iowa wins this game at home. They're waving to the kids who have cancer. I love Iowa, by the way. I love Kinnick Stadium. It's one
it's
of the
unbelievable.
best
Amazing.
experiences
Big
I've
Iowa
had.
fan.
The Iowa
love
train
Iowa.
there, the Iowa Express, loved it. So and that's not what I'm taking. I think you're trying to make
But
it
it
seem
adds.
like you're some sort of genius. Like, hey, I'm
not trying to make it look like anything.
This is not trapping. Iowa at home is a very tough place to play. I'm taking the Hawkeyes.
I'm simply
taking the Hawkeyes and money line. Double.
It's not me making a genius proclamation when I'm simply saying what I think.
A possible trap, if you wanted a possible trap related to that Penn State-Michigan game, is Michigan going to Illinois. Now, they'll win that game, but 22 points. They could
was my
sleepwalk
problem.
in the first half.
This is, to me, there's nothing trapping.
I feel like you guys
You
are
know how hard it's going to be.
feel like you guys are viewing the trap as a gambling connotation, where I'm just saying walking
don't
into
get trapped.
Like Penn State's like we're going to waltz through Iowa State.
Walking into Iowa at night is like a bear trap. It's like a trap.
Oh, that's a different trap.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not
It's a
what
bear
you
trap.
meant.
I don't think that's what you
That's
meant.
not
Listen,
what
I
you
can't-
meant.
I can't argue with you
I
if
wasn't
that's what you
saying
meant.
it's a look-ahead
That's not
game.
what
There's
you
no
meant.
chance he meant that.
That's exactly what I
That's
meant.
not what you
I
meant.
was
Wait,
in my head the whole time.
Didn't you start that sentence with their situational gamblers? So
Yes.
you did
Yes.
know exactly
I
what you were
don't
talking
remember how
about?
it's-
The old bear trap situation.
I'm going to take Penn State as well. I think they're rolling this year. Brandon Walker, I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself. We are finally going to talk about the Red River Shootout, number 6 Oklahoma, number 11 Texas, the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Oklahoma is favored by 11.5. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you the floor to make a fool of yourself.
Wait, before he says anything, I do not want him to think that he's some kind of genius because he's going to take Texas. Go.
Also, I'd like to say we made a proclamation on the Pick'em podcast that we will go to this game next year.
Yes.
Oh, we have to.
We
should
definitely
have
need to
been
do
there
that.
this year.
Yes, we should have.
All that being said,
Don't pretend that you're the one who created this pick.
Right,
I've been-
because
No,
the
but-
entire
Because Dave and I
world-
both
I've
love
been
it.
building up to this
No.
for weeks. I've
I
been
will
building up
say,
to this
I'll
for
give
weeks.
I'll give him this credit. He's
no.
been building this up for weeks.
I don't care. He doesn't get credit for a pick that any smart gambler would
Okay,
take.
I'm going to say something bold that nobody agrees with me
Texas.
about.
Texas went
Out.
outright, which is not crazy
That's
either.
not what I'm going to say. What I'm saying is Sam Ehlinger greater than Jalen Hurts, and it proves out this week he's a better quarterback. They have a better offense. Oklahoma's been playing pillow fight football against shitty teams. Texas beats Oklahoma this week because Sam Ehlinger's better than Jalen Hurts. How about that? You going to say that? Anybody else going to say that?
Well, I don't think if you say Texas is going to win, it's going out on a limb saying that Ehlinger plays better than Hurts.
I haven't presented
That,
myself
like-
as going out on a
He
limb.
thinks that Sam Ehlinger is actually just a better football player.
I don't think that's crazy.
Okay. What do you guys think about this game?
I like Texas.
I like Texas.
Tom Herman is an underdog.
Just going to
This
follow
game-
me then. That's what you're doing.
See, this game is always tight. This game is always back and forth. You can't.
It's too many points.
The only reason I don't like this is because
exactly,
of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is almost like the issue here is that you
It's
would have
too
thought
easy.
it's 3.5, 4 points would have been the spread. It says
Right.
11.5. I explain it this way. There is an Oklahoma bias. They're always heavily favored in this game. This game's close. It seems like no matter what the spread is, there is an element to this in my head where it's so obviously Texas that you should take Oklahoma.
Correct.
But I'm ignoring it because it's Oklahoma and they're always favored.
Here's a true gambler statement that only true gamblers understand. I would feel more confident on betting on Texas if they were 7.5 point underdogs
Totally.
than 11.5 point
Totally.
underdogs. 11.5 makes no sense to the point where I'm actually worried about it.
The number
begging
triggers
people-
alarms in your head. I
It's
understand
begging
that.
people to take Texas.
The only
Correct.
reason I can think of is because West Virginia had so many yards against Texas last week.
No,
and
Texas'
they-
defense is not
don't,
good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. I think it's Oklahoma has a bias. They always do. They're always massive
But if,
favorites.
again, I know you can't compare, like you said, the last matchup, but if West Virginia
I'm
can
also
score
betting
against
the over
Texas,
right
then Jalen Hurts is going to run all over them.
I'm betting the over right now because I can't not bet
Total
the over in this game.
75.5?
Don't care.
That's one of those totals you
Don't,
have
Dave,
1 minute
Dave,
of doubt. And you're
I
dead.
would rather
You're dead.
die than not bet this over.
Well, then bet.
I'm going to.
It's a lot of points.
It is a lot
I
of
don't
points.
give a fuck. I will root so hard. There's no better satisfaction than a big time over hitting.
Oh my God.
And in the Big
It's
12, too.
a double win
Yeah.
because you're watching a great game.
You just feel so smart.
I know. When this game starts and it's touchdown, and it's like there's still 8.5 minutes left in the game,
And it's
first quarter.
because it's the 12 o'clock.
That
game,
is literally
so-
heaven on earth.
Problem
Yeah.
is, you get tackled on the first drive for 4-yard gain on a play, you lose.
Yep. One
you
drop,
can't-
third down.
You cannot have 4-yard gains.
Right. Drop third down pass.
Yep.
Loser.
Yep.
I actually said that in that Chiefs. I mean, I lost it for a million different ways, but that Chiefs-Colts game on Sunday night when it was third down, 1 minute into the game, I was like, if they don't convert this, the
Although
game's
I
over.
will say, and we probably say a lot of stuff, Oklahoma,
We definitely
Texas
say a lot of stuff.
feels like one of the all-time college football play games. There's always
Yes.
weird plays in
Yes.
that game.
I see it.
Punt
There it is.
returns, pick sixes, late stuff, always.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma is going to win the game, but it is way too many points. So I'm going to take Texas in the points, but Oklahoma to win outright. By the way, Jalen Hurts is a much better quarterback than Sam Ehlinger.
Absolutely is not.
I can't wait to talk
If he
about this
were-
on Sunday.
If he were, he'd be playing Alabama right now.
Well, Sam Ehlinger is also in the Big 12, so that's a terrible
Wait,
argument.
but you can't say that.
I absolutely can say that.
Tua-
he wouldn't have
Yeah,
lost
Tua-
his job to a freshman if he could complete a forward
But
pass.
Tua's not just a freshman.
Tua's very, very good. Alabama's always going to have very, very good players behind its players. Jalen Hurts got replaced.
Alabama hasn't had like a number one in the draft quarterback like ever.
Yeah, but Tua is very,
Tua's
very
a
good.
great player.
If
That's what I
Jalen
mean.
Hurts,
Like-
though, if you look back at like the last 20 years of Alabama, he would be the starting quarterback for pretty much
Yes.
every single team except for the Tua
This
year.
start by Jalen Hurts.
And the college football has changed. So recruiting has changed. Kids leave early, so you recruit Tua and you either play him or he's leaving. So you have
Right.
no choice.
Right.
So you're basing your take on him at Alabama, not
No,
him at
I'm basing
Oklahoma?
my take. Jalen Hurts, what he is doing in Oklahoma right now is a mirage. He's going to have good numbers at the
He's a
end of the
national
season.
champion.
He's not going to be a national
He's a
champion.
national champion. He is a national
Yeah.
champion. He won
is.
a national championship. He is
That's-
a
He did do
national
that.
champion.
That seemed to just like absolutely break your
Stung
brain.
him. That's
Yeah,
stung him.
Yeah, he
You had
did.
no answer for that.
He-
You were
he-
like,
he-
He's
He is,
fighting
but
the
he
CMS.
isn't.
That's a
He is,
78.
though.
He
Yes,
He
is
won
what
he
he
the
is.
SEC
Two.
championship.
He
for
is,
them.
but he isn't.
4, 5,
He is.
6.
He didn't win that national championship
8.
game.
Are you all right?
National champion.
He did 2-1 that for him. If
They
keep-
don't get to that game without Jalen Hurts coming in
They
and
could've had-
saving Alabama.
They could have had a hot water heater playing quarterback. They would have made that national title
But
game.
he was playing.
Do you remember the SEC championship game? What are you
Last year,
talking
yes,
about?
last year. But the year he won the national title, he gave it up to Tua. Tua won the title for him.
Okay,
if they
but
keep
they
Jalen
won
Hurts here, they don't win
the
a
whole
goddamn
year.
thing.
The whole
They
year,
wouldn't have
though.
gotten there without
the whole
Jalen.
year.
They could have had anybody there.
The whole year he
But you
played
can
well.
say that about anybody.
They could have had anybody there.
I agree with that.
What is okay? But
I think he's good.
He's
but
still
he's-
a national
well,
champion.
That's also true.
Do you
He
think
is
Sam
a
Ehlinger is a
national
better
champion.
quarterback?
He is a national
How the
champion.
hell can you say
he has
Sam
never
Ehlinger
won
is a
a
better
national
quarterback?
championship
I
for
I
anybody.
was getting my years confused.
There's
I'll
no
Because
say that.
Jalen Hurts has won a
Last
national
year he won the
championship
SEC.
with the
That's the
SEC.
Yeah, but there's nothing like
And they
if Sam
didn't win the
Ehlinger was the
national
quarterback of Alabama, they'd have the same. What games would they have lost with him? That's where
Well,
I
I
agree
don't
with
know.
him.
I mean, Sam Ehlinger, we haven't seen he's played.
Alabama's
I'm
the
not
best
saying
all-around team. You could put a bunch of different quarterbacks probably in, and they would have been just as good. That's
Ehlinger
his
is
point, I
a
agree with.
good quarterback. Absolutely. Jalen Hurts is better.
He's not.
Based on what?
What's yours based on?
He won a national championship and he
but
played in the
didn't.
SEC.
But he didn't.
Well,
He
he's a
did not.
national champion.
Well, he
You can't
did.
say he
He
won a
has a
national
ring.
championship.
He has
Well,
a
like
ring.
Trent Dilfer won a
he
Super
got-
Bowl.
They had to take him out to win the fucking
But
title.
Trent Dilfer didn't
You
win a
can't
Super
say
Bowl
he
all
won a
year.
national championship. You say he is a
Okay,
national
he
champion.
is a national
He
champion.
is.
That's
And
a fact.
He won an
Sam
SEC
Ehlinger's
championship
not.
And
last
if he
year.
had kept playing, he wouldn't have won a
He
national
is a
championship.
national champion.
And an SEC champion because of last year.
Yay.
So we're all on the same page that Texas is going to cover, but Oklahoma's going to win.
Everyone's picking Texas.
Texas
Makes me
is winning.
very
This
nervous.
is a bad idea.
All right, let's get to another game here. Brandon, here's your moment of glory.
I just had
I
like
thought,
3
how many
moments
moments
of
of glory does this guy
This
get?
guy.
I mean, he just got dominated in that
No, I
argument.
didn't. I dominated the show at West Virginia last week. I'm dominating this show. Go ahead and give it to me, though. Florida at LSU. That's what we got.
Number 7, Florida. Number 5, LSU. LSU is favored by 13. It's a night game. Death Valley. I know you. Hey, listen, you were all
I'm
over
so
Florida.
excited for this game.
I am too.
Let me share this.
Best atmosphere in college
Let me
football.
start. LSU's going to kick the shit out of Florida. Go ahead, Brandon. You're going to steal my pick again?
No, you go.
I
will
just
go
gave
first.
it.
He just went.
I will go first.
I just gave it.
He just went.
I just gave
Right,
it.
right.
So what do you mean go first? He just went.
You go.
You want me to give the pick?
Yes.
Listen. I know everybody. Again, Vegas is saying please take Florida. Everyone saw Florida beat Auburn last week. The line is saying this game's going to be a blowout. I'm going to walk into the track. I think Florida. I'm not sold on LSU. That's my problem. I'm not sold on Florida either. I'm going to take Florida, but I hate.
I mean, this is definitely the first true test for LSU and for Joe Burrow, but at the same time,
No,
it's
it's not.
Texas
They went to Texas and won.
in the SEC.
Okay, fair enough. But listen, this is a lot nastier rivalry than I think a lot of people nationally think it is. I mean,
no, we know.
you guys watch college, but I'm just saying nationally, I don't think this rivalry in the SEC.
Remember the Hurricane?
You don't mention LSU, Florida when you mention Alabama, Auburn. but-
Isn't Florida the team that
The Hurricane. They mocked
Right.
LSU. Florida mocked the Hurricane.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't they also do something with the mascot?
Yeah.
That I don't know.
I think they did something with the mascot.
Mike the Tiger
They-
would kill the Gator.
I think
I'm
Oh,
not sure.
kill the
In a
gator.
fight?
Wait,
Yes.
Alligators are pretty
Wait, no,
fucking
I think-
tough.
I think the
Jump on
I
top
think
of it.
Florida. Didn't the tiger die recently in the last
No,
couple of
Mike-
years?
Mike's fine.
Mike's
yeah.
fine.
He,
Yeah.
I think he got sick though.
There was something. Yeah,
Yeah, I
you're
think
right.
he got sick.
There
Florida
was also the
players were
Hurricane
Florida players are
mocking.
mocking.
Yeah, they were mocking the Hurricane too. Like
Florida
the
play-
actual
Florida players
Hurricane
didn't
that
mock the
like
Hurricane.
hurt LSU. Yes.
No, because the Hurricane came to Gainesville, right?
So then someone mocked someone's Hurricane.
Can somebody look up? I think Florida
We need
players
this
were
stat.
Well,
trolling
they
the
ended up going
Tigers.
to LSU, and then they had to play twice at Florida. Now they're back at LSU for this
And
game.
LSU players were coming out today talking a lot of
They're
shit
all
about
talking
Florida
shit. They
too.
don't like each other. Joe
LSU,
Burrow saying we don't like Florida. I don't
Mike
care.
the Tiger.
Hurricane.
Mike
Listen,
the Tiger.
this is the first
I
great.
think he had cancer.
This is the first great opportunity for LSU on a Saturday night this year at home. Florida's not going in there and winning the game. Florida's not going in there and making it close, not with Kyle Trask and no
Is he
weapons
even
at running
playing?
back.
Is he playing?
I respect how you're trying to give these picks like you're some sort of expert, but
Yeah,
you're just
when I
picking what
just
everybody's
Said
doing.
it right
Yeah.
before you every single
You're
So
time.
not-
that's what just happened. Okay, so I was going to go first, and you said don't steal my pick. As soon as I go
Your
third, say
picks
the
are
same.
very predictable. You're Joe predictable.
How am I predictable when I'm making the same picks that you're making?
Well, I took Florida there, so that's not the same.
Well,
pick.
I'm taking LSU minus 13.
That's
you know
a
why?
predictable
LSU is
pick.
going to beat the shit out
That's
of
a
Florida.
predictable
Kyle Trask got hurt last week. He is playing though, right?
He's fine. Yeah.
That's-
LSU
Okay.
tried to force Florida to play after Hurricane Matthew.
Can you look up whether they did anything to the Tiger?
The Tiger's fine, Dave. Nothing happened to the fucking
I
Tiger.
do think he got sick. I'm something
telling
happened
you,
with Mike the
somebody
Tiger
was
recently.
mocking the Tiger.
What, did Steve Spurrier poison him? Florida didn't do anything to Mike the Tiger.
Okay, we'll see.
This is the first real defense that LSU is going to see all
Well,
year.
Florida has the best defense
Well,
in the
that's why I
SEC.
said it's the first
Yeah.
true test for Joe Burrow and the offense. I understand they kept it close to Texas, but Big
Nothing?
12 defenses
Can't find
versus.
anything.
It
Keep going,
It
keep
sounded
going. I'll
familiar
find
to me.
something.
It sounded familiar. No, I'm going to take LSU as well. There's no better atmosphere than Death Valley at night. I like Florida. I didn't want to like Florida, obviously, last week against Auburn.
Yeah.
They played really well, but I think LSU is just going to boat race them.
Mullen has gotten the better of Dave Aranda the last 2 years. He beat him by 30 in 2017, and then he unexpectedly beat him last year in the Swamp. I think Aranda flips that around and gets Mullen this year.
They
knew it.
mocked. They brought out like a fake tiger like skeleton
Oh.
after Mike the Tiger died.
I told you.
What year
Yeah.
was that?
2016.
I told you.
Damn it.
I
Okay.
remember this. I remember this.
He was sick?
Oh yeah, I
think he said that. I'm gonna keep saying
Skeleton of a cat draped in
You gonna let
purple
me?
and gold beads.
Damn.
That's so fucked.
I
That
told
is
you.
so
And that was also
apologize.
right around. That
I
was the Hurricane
apologize.
Matthew.
Yes.
There's a lot of bad.
I'm
That's
sorry.
fucked up.
I thought you were the
Instant.
SEC guy. I thought
I'm
both you guys
sorry.
were the SEC
Oh,
guys.
I said
Big
I-
Ten guys have
This
to
guy's
figure
like,
this
listen,
out.
I care about the
said
Tiger.
something happened with Mike the
Man,
Tiger.
Just a
Big
tiger.
Ten guys got to figure this out.
Mock, I remember that.
It sounded familiar to me.
Yeah, I was like fucking stunned when that happened.
Well, I apologize to you because I'm a big man. Sorry. I was wrong and you were right, Dave.
2XL.
All right, well, big man, one blade trivia time. One blade is the one tool that will let you trim, edge, and shave any length of facial hair with a single pass. It's easy to use and it's versatile. One blade does it all.
You actually shaved my head.
I did.
Well, now you got to do more. You got to.
Okay,
It works.
that's enough.
Yeah.
That was,
It absolutely works. One blade trivia. Last week's question: which former non-Power 5 running back had the most 100-yard rushing games in his career? 34, and the answer was D'Angelo Williams at Memphis. D'Angelo Williams. Justin Clark from Dallas got it right. You can win merch. Hashtag One Blade Trivia. This week's question: which longtime NFL wide receiver holds the FBS record for most punt return yards in a career? which longtime NFL wide receiver holds the NCAA record for punt return yardage in a career. He played this century in the NFL and in college, and he played long time in the NFL. That is your hashtag one blade trivia.
You guys know the answer?
Anybody? have
I
a
do.
guess?
I got it on the second try.
Yeah, he got it on the second try. He did not get it on the first. He got it on the second.
Tim Brown.
No. Did
What is it?
It is not. He didn't play this century.
Oh, this senator, Hester?
No.
That was my first guess.
Who's that?
This is exciting.
Yeah, this is very exciting.
Very exciting.
I don't know what that.
Let's not.
He
We're
does
saying too
ecstasy.
much. We're saying too much. Too much. That's hashtag one blade trivia. Go ahead and go on Twitter and get that, and you'll win some merch.
That was really painful to watch.
No, I don't get it.
Longtime NFL receiver, most punt return yards ever in NCAA football.
I get it.
I didn't write the name down. I just gave another clue.
All right, let's go over to Big Ev for viral moments of the week.
The first one actually was a part of my take, Football Guy of the Week nominee.
That's a great picture, by
Yeah,
the way.
great.
That's
Beautiful
fantastic.
picture.
You like that, right? Virginia Tech linebacker Alan Tisdale, 3rd and goal, decides to say to him, throws up mid-snap to hopefully keep him out of the end zone.
Ooh.
I think
And
this
that's-
that this kind of falls in the family of the guy who would pee his pants to stay in the game.
I'm
too.
overthrown up. I feel
Yeah.
like it's played out.
No, but this is
Listen.
a different kind of throw. This is heat throw up.
Yeah, that,
I feel like the mid.
that looked like he
the
just
mid,
drank
the
a bunch of water and it
pre-snap
just
throw.
didn't sit right.
Yeah, that was a good puke. Did he make the tackle?
I don't think so. I think they kept him out though. I think they made the stop.
Okay.
Why are you overthrowing up?
It happens now a lot, I feel like.
Dave doesn't throw up.
No, not
Fluoride.
since fluoride, 14 years old, dentist.
Big Ev moment number 2.
All right, number 2 was Auburn D tackle Derek Brown. He scoops a fumble. He's running it down the field, just every big guy's dream, and he just falls flat in his face with no one anywhere.
Rico didn't
near.
know this play happened.
Yep.
I mean, he's really
Just
fast.
as a
big
fellow
as
fat
he
guy, I
is.
feel for
He
him.
fell right on his face.
I know,
just-
but he looked
like,
fast while he was running.
He had the momentum.
Well,
He
yeah.
got the best
Yeah.
one.
Watch, he even beats the guy and then just
I mean,
falls over.
he should be. He's a first-round draft pick. But
He's a great player.
quick shout out to Rico Bosco, who we talked about this game. He said he watched the whole thing, had no idea that play happened, which
No
is
idea.
That was
literally impossible.
The most iconic play in that game.
Did he
Easily.
watch any of the game?
Maybe the most iconic play of the week. Also, could have drastically changed the outcome of that game.
Correct. It made me feel really good when it happened. I had Florida and the under, and that felt great.
Were you
on
swearing the
hot
whole
seat.
time? Yeah.
I wasn't on the hot seat.
If he had scored that touchdown,
Yeah,
he'd
no, it
be
wouldn't have felt
fraud.
good. It would
It
not have felt
changes
good.
the total
It
complexion of that
changes
game.
his whole life.
Yeah, it was a tough.
Who, Brandon's whole life?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really would.
No, Rico Bosco just flat out lied. Man of honor, integrity.
Yeah.
Didn't watch the
It's a
game. He
tough
said he
look.
did. Yeah.
All right, Big Ev moment number 3.
Then the last one. This might be the most impressive athletic feat we've seen on a Michigan field in the last century. Roll the clip.
that was a good joke because
Yeah.
he was.
I mean-
talking
See what he
about
did there.
football.
Yeah.
He was thinking. You were thinking like it might be a football play, but it's actually the
I
band.
don't care.
I mean, that was impressive.
Michigan
Actually,
That's
that
impressive.
That's you like that woman because she had the upside down M.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's a good spin. There's a
Listen,
good spin
I
zone.
don't care who Michigan beats till we beat Ohio State. They are dead to me. So that's what I've said, and I stand by it.
Do you have any thoughts on that? Is the band
No,
count?
everything about Michigan football right
You're
now.
not going to congratulate the girl on such a great viral play?
That is your friend. Upside down M.
Nope. We're a baseball school.
Congratulations, band girl. That was awesome.
Big Ev, tell us about the Game
Also-
Face Challenge.
And remember the Phillips and Ruckle Game Day Challenge. Remember sending submissions, shave your school into your head, beard, body, wherever you got hair. Send it to us, hashtag Game Face Challenge, and you could be featured on the next show.
All right, it's time for Dave's favorite segment of the week, the PointsBet Locks of the Week. Sign up for PointsBet with code Barstool and place any $50 bet, and they'll give you $100 in bonus bets. No turnover required.
Before you talk shit about Dave's record, and that's going to happen, I'm sure,
No, I mean,
we have to talk to Ev about something.
Please.
Why did the
Please.
records change? Why was I 6-1 and 1 last week, and I'm 6-2 now?
There was some discrepancies brought to DVD Studios where we keep track of the records. I had my team up all night working fingernail trying to figure out this stat. Week 3, you took Virginia -7 against Florida State. Excuse me. You took -7.5.
No, I did not.
Yes, you
It
did.
was
The
-7
graphic.
the whole week. It never got
I'm telling you, we were up. My team was up all night.
That's
My team
bullshit.
was up all night checking the
You
stat.
don't have a team. It's just you.
So what? I was up all night making sure week 3. I go by the graphic. The graphic said Virginia.
The graphic is wrong.
fair.
Go by what I said.
This is
It
a
has to be
point.
the graphic.
This is the
What did he
points
say? What did he
bets
say?
lock of the
What did I
week.
say?
That was the points bets line.
Well, I mean,
it was
you can
minus
say
7.5.
anything, but it is what the like. You
No,
could
it-
say minus 30.
It's
like
not the
minus
graph's what I
4.
say.
No, it's not, though.
The graphic, it was minus 7.5. They only won by 7.
And so
That's a
technically-
loss.
I said minus 7. It was
Okay.
minus
Yeah,
But
7
it
all
doesn't
week.
matter what you say.
But it was minus 7 all week, Dave. It never
But
got to
the
7
line
and a
was
half.
7.5, and why was 7.5?
So it was-
technically,
He's making that up. He's fibbing.
It's point. Our sponsor, Points Bets Locks. They said minus 7.5. They only won by 7.
All right.
And
You
technically,
discovered that a month later.
he's
It was brought to my
doing his due
attention, and I did
diligence.
my due diligence.
And also, if we are doing the due diligence on that, I'm going to keep bringing this up until everybody realizes that I'm right, is that you took Texas against LSU and they did not cover that game.
I showed you the number. I've shown you
They
the
did
proof.
not cover
The
that
only
game.
They
reason
covered the game. They covered the line.
Texas,
Just to show my
Check the
integrity.
graphic.
I pushed that one.
Just,
Listen to this.
just to
I
show
bet
my
on
integrity
Texas.
on that one, on that points bets, it was 5.5.
Okay.
Oh.
They won by 6, so I
Okay.
gave him that.
Well, see,
one.
I trust his numbers. Do you trust
DVD
his
Studios,
numbers?
we take integral stats.
It doesn't matter. I'm still dominating this
I mean,
competition.
I'm 4-2 too.
Not
What are you
for long.
talking about?
Not for long.
We technically have the same record.
No,
I
we
just
don't.
I haven't bet as many games as you.
Well, that's your fault.
Well, you're supposed
If
to bet
we're
one
actually
week.
going to argue here, Dave being 0-7 is the most
Yes.
impressive record.
Well,
It's not close. They going 4-2 or 6-2 or 6-1-1. That's all irrelevant. When you go 0-7, you get the crown because that's impressive. I'm rooting for you to not win.
hey, listen, it's not my picks necessarily that are bad. Like week 1 at Northwestern, they lost on a fumble like back.
Stanford.
Right, that's the worst beat of the season. We knew that. Last week I had Air Force. They lost basically in the last play of the game. I switched because the Falcon died at UNLV. I mean, UNLV was ahead with like a minute to go, and they got an onside kick run back on them. So I don't. My picks are right. What's happening in the games are wrong.
Yeah, material change.
I'm taking Louisiana Tech minus 32 over UMass this week. I think they win by 60. There, I said it.
Boom. All right, I'm taking Notre Dame. Notre Dame minus 11. I think people are overthinking this one. Notre Dame's a lot better than we think.
I have 2. LSU minus 13 at home against Florida, and I'm bouncing back. They come home to Colorado Springs. Air Force minus 3.5 over Fresno State.
Can you actually also add, I want 2 locks too then.
Okay.
I want the over in the Alabama game, 62.
Big Ev, what's yours?
Well, I was the lock king last year, so right
You're not
now
this
I
year.
love the board. I'm gonna do something that's never been done in the show.
10
I have
locks.
10 locks.
No, you don't.
I have
That's
10
great.
locks.
you
Wait,
don't.
I just said
That's
10
not
as a
locks.
joke.
I have 10 locks.
That's not.
This is me.
He's gaming the system.
I won last year. I didn't come here to come in second, third, fourth. I came here to win.
You can't do that,
When I
Big Ev.
said
I
that,
came
Changed
here
your
to win.
record, and
Did
he's
you?
got
Oh,
10
wait,
locks.
you didn't know he had 10
No, I
locks?
didn't
I
know.
have 10 locks.
joking.
I came here to win. I came here to win.
But
this crown.
if you lose this, what, next week, 30 locks?
Yeah, I like that.
No, this is my saying I love the board. This is me going out.
Okay,
I
give
know.
us a 10.
I
Give
know.
us a
I'm probably.
10.
I'm either gonna go 8-2 or 2-8. There's no in between.
All right, give us the
But I'm
10.
going after. I'll right from the
With
mouth.
that,
The locks of the week there: Duke minus 17.
I like that.
Florida plus 13. Alabama minus 16.5. Temple plus 6.
I like that.
Penn State minus 4.
Hate it.
Texas plus 11.5.
Like it.
Notre Dame minus 11. Louisiana Tech minus 32. Washington State plus 1. And in honor of the late great Jay Lorenzen, Kentucky minus
It's a
6.
Jared Lorenzen game this week.
If,
Oh, well, then
Kentucky
that's-
minus 6. That's 10 locks.
If Big Ev does not win more than 2 of these locks, he's got 10. So he's got to win at least 3 of them. If he doesn't, he has to wear a Michigan jersey for next week.
Yes.
When you put 10 locks, you have to put something up.
Can we change that to he has to wear it at my discretion? Because I'd rather him
Yeah.
wear it when I'm rooting for him.
Deal.
Fair
you have
enough.
to win
That's
at
fair.
least 3. That's
Yeah.
a fair number.
But what
3
if-
and
how about
7
this?
is
How about
still
this?
What
great.
if I host?
No, how about
I
this?
can't
How about
just
this?
pull it out anytime.
3 is an
But I'm saying, how about this?
record.
What if I win 8 or more?
Then
I
Dave
think,
will
there's
wear
got- there
Ohio
should- I
State.
think there should be some sort
Then
of.
Dave will wear
I-
Ohio State.
I bet 10
The
grand.
game,
no,
you
no,
get the exact same. You get the exact same reverse.
That's
Seven
fair.
to one.
If I win 8 or more, is that
7-1,
fair?
it's 140
Yes,
grand.
yes.
I'll fucking wear that.
8 or
Sounds
more,
good.
you get. Dave has to wear it.
So I have to win 3 to be safe.
Yeah.
Correct.
Are we
Okay.
gonna let him bet this many games every week, or is this?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
bet all
Yeah.
these games. I'm
I don't
actually
care.
gonna take them.
What does that mean? I bet every
It's about
game.
gambling.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, if
I'm not
at the
just
end-
throwing 10 locks out.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna
I
bet 'em.
know.
If at the end of the year I'm down on my mortal locks, I will put 1 billion units on my last mortal lock.
That's
the
you know
gambling
that's a
trick.
Ravel move.
Yeah.
Ravel got caught doing that
Just do
on
it, right.
on his thing when he was getting killed, so he just kept
Yeah.
betting infinity units.
And
Then
before
he said he didn't know what units meant.
Yeah.
He didn't know what
works for a
units
gambling
Well, he
meant?
doesn't
company.
gamble.
Gambling company.
Yeah.
How does he not know a unit?
Because he
means?
never placed a bet in his life, still hasn't.
All right, well, my lock of the week is the Penn State Iowa under. It's 41. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. There's no way that they score 41 points. Am I wrong on that one, Brandon Walker?
I don't love it, but it's kind of an off the radar pick. I didn't even think about that one.
It's so low. That's the
Yeah.
only problem. Those lows.
Yeah, but-
College
Get a couple
football
college
play.
football plays.
Okay, well, I'm still going to stick with the under. PointsBet is doing something new this week with Barstool's first touchdown promo. So if you place a $100 money line bet on one of the select NCAA games and your team scores the first touchdown of the game, you win even if your team goes on to lose.
I like that.
That sounds fun.
I like
Yeah,
it.
I like that a
I
lot.
like it.
I like it.
Yeah,
A lot.
I
Yeah.
like it a lot too. Let's move on to
I
the
like it. What's that song?
I like it.
Yeah.
I love it. I
want some more of it.
That wasn't the song. I was
That's
thinking
Tim
about.
McGraw. That's not what he was
No.
referring to.
What are you
I
referring
like
to?
it.
No,
It's-
you're doing the I love LA again.
that's in my head, but that's
Yeah.
not mine.
We love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
It's time for the Phillips Norelco Top 10s. Phillips Norelco has the most innovative electric grooming tools to help you do what feels right. Dave, we'll start with yours.
So we go to Ohio State #1. I think they're going to win the national championship. I keep saying go to PointsBet, put as much money as you have on them to win the national championship. Even if you don't think they're gonna get to the playoffs and you can hedge out. Take it. I'm begging you. Florida, because I think that win over Auburn, Alabama, Wisconsin, very good. LSU. I mean, a bunch of this. The only one you could, I guess, debate in the top 10 is Notre Dame because they have a loss, but it's the best one-loss team. So
Yep.
there you go. I don't really care about these things till it's late, if we're being totally honest.
This is right
Yeah.
around this weekend. After this weekend is when the top 10
Yeah.
will start to matter.
It's
Like, I
when
don't-
rankings
You have
matter
some
in
prove-it
general.
games.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
right. Dan?
Okay, I have Georgia, Ohio State, LSU, Alabama, Clemson, Wisconsin. So I basically just resumes. Yeah, pretty much the resumes. And then I have Penn State slipping in there at 10. I think Notre Dame gets 8 just because of that Georgia game, like Oklahoma and Penn State haven't played anyone.
Brandon?
All right, so the best 3 teams in the country all play in the same conference. It's the Southeastern Conference. So we got Alabama, Georgia, LSU.
You are one of those guys, right?
You know what's funny? Because it's like Mississippi State stinks. You think
Right.
somehow just by you being in the same conference as other good teams, that makes you good, but you stink.
Yeah.
And you stink in no matter what conference you're in, you'd stink.
But you go around telling people like SEC,
Right.
SEC. It's like, bro, you'll never win.
At number 4, I've got Ohio State, who's looked really good. I got Oklahoma. I got Florida at
You're
number
like
6.
a kid who flunked out of Harvard.
Ohio State is going to win the national championship.
Clemson, then I got
They're
Texas.
the
It's
best
too
team in the
early. It's
country.
too early. Ohio State's look great, but
They're
they
the best-
always
they
have
look
one.
like
No,
the best team in the
no,
country.
no,
Go
no,
back,
no.
go back.
What do you want? Oh, yeah.
Wisconsin's not in there.
Correct. I've only got the
Interesting.
10 best teams in the country, and
Got it.
Wisconsin's not one of them.
So who the hell has? So you're telling me Notre Dame, who's lost
To Georgia.
Texas, who's
Wisconsin would have
lost,
lost to Georgia.
Penn State. That's not right. Woulda,
Yeah.
woulda,
Texas.
woulda.
Notre
You play
Dame.
your schedule, buddy.
Texas and Notre Dame are both better than Wisconsin.
Penn State have not beaten anyone.
Okay. Penn State is better than Wisconsin.
Okay.
That is my list. That is the list.
Fucking loser.
Wait, so
You're a
you
fucking
think
loser.
Penn State being undefeated is more impressive than Wisconsin being undefeated?
I'd have Wisconsin like number 11. Why do we get? You
No,
just said
you
you don't
took
care
my
about
team
it.
off.
You guys, I know you
I
weren't
didn't
saying
No,
anything.
I was legitimately just
Nobody
curious.
acts like they care about this until mine
I care
comes
about my
up,
team.
and then you get all pissed off. I got
care about
Wisconsin
my
like
team.
number
Listen,
11.
I was
respect.
just making sure.
This is
I'm not
you're
pissed.
doing. I know what you're doing. Your team stinks. So you're trying to bring me down with you.
I
they're
haven't
in the
tried to break
SEC.
it down.
Yeah, they're in the SEC. True.
My team's in the SEC too, but I don't have the
It's not
SEC
like
top
Wisconsin
3.
looked great the week after Michigan.
They've looked pretty good.
They were fucking. Did you watch that game? If they wanted to, they could have won that game.
I'm
by
not talking
20
about the
points.
Kent State game.
I'm talking about the Northwestern game, Brandon. They basically stopped playing
Well,
in
then
the
why
last
didn't
half.
they want to win by 20?
Because this is how games work. Sometimes you take your foot off the gas.
Seems like you'd want to win by 20.
You would be so lucky to be in a spot where your team could take the foot off the gas. You can't even do it against fucking ULL week 1 when you guaranteed it.
And Madison's the
Yeah.
best campus, and Starkville's the worst place in the
Starkville's
country.
a wonderful place.
Remember
with
when
we
he
gonna go to
guaranteed?
Starkville?
We're
Remember
going
when
to
he
Starkville. No, you
guaranteed
said we were
week
going to
1?
Starkville.
I'm not going to
Remember? No.
Wait, time out. Give me a third. He said we're
That's
going
why I
to
was
Starkville.
asking
That's
him
what he
again.
said. That was your words.
No.
I'm never going to
No.
Starkville.
You said
I
before,
said I'm never going.
you said before
Dave
my
came
time
around.
is up. It's on film. You said we're going to Starkville.
Before my time's up,
Before my time is up at Barstool, which could be the end of the week. I don't know. But you said before my time is up at Barstool, we're
I
going
really
to
don't want
Starkville.
to go there. I've heard so bad.
Thank you.
But it's
You
not
came
bad.
around.
She's
When
been
you
there.
It's
said-
really not that
You did
bad.
say it, I go,
you,
why?
You
Do we
judge
really
that
have
if
to?
you have one bar on campus.
Yeah.
You say it's fun.
We're not going to Stark Vegas.
He's been talking about how we're going to Stark Vegas.
Well,
because-
I've already told
Brandon
him.
can go at any
I'll
time
put it
he
this
wants.
way. We're going to Mississippi in the Grove long before we go to
the
Mississippi.
Grove is so much fun.
Going without me.
The Grove is
Correct.
so much fun.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
It's
is.
douchebags and bow ties with cold
And
chicken
very
tenders.
pretty girls dressed in.
We'll
Pretty
go-
girls are everywhere.
Here's the
There are
deal.
more at Ole
Here's
Miss.
the deal.
No,
we'll
they're not.
go. we
Cold
will-
chicken tenders.
Yeah, they can't have open flame in the Grove. You can't grill. It's not a tailgate if you can't grill. They only have catered food.
That does suck.
It does. It's fucking awful.
The Grove is fun. Though.
What?
It's terrible.
Brandon, if Mississippi State ever starts the season
Mm-hmm.
in the top 10, then we'll go to Mississippi State.
Well, that can happen. They were number 1 just a couple of years ago.
Started the season? Preseason?
No, but they worked their way
That's
into
what
it.
I just said. What I said was because we make the schedule in August, preseason top 10, we will go to Mississippi State.
I think we should go.
So why don't you just fucking
That
start?
is weird that you can't have an open flame at.
It's Ole Miss. They're
That
stupid.
also is such a classic. Like he's had
Yeah.
this argument
Yeah.
70
million
Well,
times.
that's why it was
Yeah.
like cold chicken
He's like,
tenders.
oh, Miss is not good. The Grove isn't good. You
Cold
just-
chicken tenders.
Yeah, the chili isn't even warm.
That's
It's
true.
gazpacho.
It's
It's the only
not.
soup you can have.
All right, Big Ed, let's hear your top 10.
Well, I mean, I'm so glad that everyone's now come around that Ohio State is
Oh,
the best
shut
football
up,
team in the
Big Ed.
country.
Come on, Big Ed.
They are. I've been saying it for weeks.
Ruined
They
it.
are.
He ruined
They
it.
are 100%. I'll go Bama 2, Clemson 3. Honestly, I wish I put them farther down. They've just been so unimpressive.
They're the same
LSU,
place as
Oklahoma.
everybody else.
Except Brandon.
Except mine,
Doesn't
which got
respect
just
Wisconsin.
roasted.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
respect Wisconsin.
I have
What do you mean? I got
Wisconsin.
them at 8.
Yes.
No, I'm
No,
saying.
Brandon.
Oh, yeah, no.
Dan,
Very strong team.
me, and you, Big Ev, all have the same exact top 10.
Yeah, and my
Team-
top
team's
10.
correct.
Yeah,
Is
the
Penn
only.
State's like very good.
I didn't
Wisconsin's
think you were a guy
very
who would get
good.
his feelings hurt like this.
I'm not. My feelings aren't hurt. I just wish you'd fucking have a brain in your head.
Feels
As
like-
a friend, you are the company you keep. I keep company with a fucking moron.
Yeah,
Feels
that
like-
Not
was
out of
mean.
Wisconsin
That
in the
was
top
mean.
10.
Feels like your feelings are hurt. I got
That was a
number
good
11.
line, though.
Wasn't bad.
That was a good line.
That was mean.
You changed the cost
It's
of doing
okay.
business.
I changed it. Come on, you know that's the way to my heart. That fucking line always lands.
Brandon Walker, you blow it up? Or you Joe Cool now? You moved to New York and you're like doing this now?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
I've always done that.
He's
Yeah,
using.
right, you have.
No,
you
I have. I came here doing
you
that.
didn't even know people did
didn't
that.
even know you could brush up.
I came here doing
lock
that.
it,
right.
Me and my kids.
Brandon, lock
Did
it.
you change your hair this
Lock
week?
it.
Huh?
Did you change
It's
your
just
hair this
getting
week?
longer.
He combed it.
It's getting longer.
He's trying to get into
Look,
like
he
the
combed
Hoover
it.
High look a little bit with the suit.
Some Bama
The
bangs.
Bama bangs?
Yeah, you got some Bama bangs. My top 10 is pretty similar. The only difference is I have Texas as the best one-loss team as opposed to Notre Dame.
Okay.
Yeah, I think losing to LSU
Fine,
is
that's
more
fine.
impressive.
Yeah.
You guys
But-
all had boring top 10s except for me.
They're all kind of the same.
Yeah, they're all about the same. All right, so next week we're going to be live from Happy Valley for Michigan at Penn State. The game is at 7:30, so the show will be around 5:30 with Dave. I mean, Penn State is a kind of hostile place for you to go into right now, right?
No, well, I think there'll be some people who don't like me. Some people don't like us in general because there's still the Joe Pot truthers.
Yeah, hey, guess what? If you're a Joe Pot truther, don't come to the show.
Yeah, no.
It's
I
the
think-
whiteout game, too,
I
right?
think for the
Yeah.
most part they like us. It's an exciting place to be. I may have to challenge that Dean, who trashed all of us.
Dean Wormer.
Yeah.
Could she be our celebrity guest picker?
Marie Harden is her name. So
she come to the show?
I may try to ambush her. I haven't decided.
Ambush her like
In
at
an
the.
intellectual
Like-
way. In an intellectual way.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, you can't.
Don't say
I'm not going to attack her.
I didn't mean physically,
I
but
mean,
like,
but you
hey, do
said
you have any
ambush.
facts
Right,
to back
but
up
say
anything
that
you said?
You'll
You
intellectually
reported an
bombard
NBC
her.
article. I don't know if you've seen the
Correct.
news. NBC has some issues. Maybe worry about in-house rather than out-house.
I was going to say something, but I'm not.
What were you going to say?
I don't want to say.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the show. We'll see you guys next week at Happy Valley.